Good morning from atop our abode here in Narayanpur. I'm sitting on top of the Trika school. It's actually a nice, cool area. The breeze comes right across when there is one, and it's quiet, except for when the buses come by. And you'll hear them in the distance, and maybe you'll get a chance to hear some of their horns, which are pretty interesting. But I'm just kind of spending my day doing, well, administrative stuff. I'm sketching out the grounds, trying to take a look at what we have here in terms of infrastructure, what sorts of things are working well, what pieces might we want to look at improving, and then all of that will be informed much better when the kids get here in about 2 hours. So we'll see how that goes. Right now, as you can see behind me, it's a little dark, but off in the distance you can see the mountains to the north. And it reminds me a lot of Hawaii when you take a look at how steep the valleys are and the sunlight as it pokes through the clouds. So we finally made it. Yesterday was a really long day. It was 14 hours. We left Kathmandu at 7 in the morning. We got into Trika at about 9 at night, at which point we still had to offload the van and set up the bug nets and find where we were going to be sleeping and hopefully take showers and eat dinner and then hit the sack so that we could get ready for today and whatever adventures today brings. But the team's in pretty good spirits. I think last night's showers and rest helped wash away the grit and the weariness from our travels, and we'll see how it goes today. It's an interesting area. Most people, when they think of Nepal, they think of Everest and the Himalayas. But this area here, if I were to spin the camera around a little bit, you'll see is much more plains and agrarian. There's a lot of farming here, a lot of construction. Oh, and there go the bus horns. So let's talk about those horns for a second. In the States, horns are used to signal a bunch of things, usually annoyance, or, oh my God, you're going to hit me. In India, in Pakistan, in Nepal, horns are used for very different purposes. Horns are used to signify that it's safe to pass, that it's not safe to pass, that somebody wants to pass. There's all sorts of interesting communication styles going on when you hear the horns. And even more interesting, in our van yesterday, you have a driver, but then you have an assistant driver, and the assistant helps the driver as they're backing up or as they're going through areas that are really rough terrain to make sure that they don't get stuck or that they don't hit something. But as you're passing other vehicles, and remember that over here it's the British system of driving, so you're driving on the left-hand side of the road, not on the American right. And so as we're passing, you would hear the driver as you were alongside a vehicle, and then they would stop when it was safe to cut back in. It was really an interesting way of watching them communicate back and forth. There were more than a few moments when there were cars coming in our lane because unlike the States where you have multi-lane highways, this was pretty much 2 lanes. And those 2 lanes could be very fluid in how they were being used. And it was, on more than one occasion, we had vehicles coming straight at us only to cut back into their lane at the last minute to avoid a collision. There's a certain talent required for driving here in South Asia. But that's it for this morning. I will keep you all updated as to what we learn when we meet with the kids today. I'm really looking forward to meeting all of the children here at the Triper Kinder Academy. Talk to you later.